what the heck? Do you want us to be in civil war? Because that's what's going to happen. We're not going to keep putting up with this. And Eric, I like that you suggested that we need to get angry. We do need to rise up and take our country back. Now, I would say the RNC, though, that's what's lacking when it comes to collective anger that can be healthy and it can be useful. Where is the RNC? They hold the purse strings to the...
Shortly after former President Donald Trump surrendered himself to authorities in Fulton County, Georgia, another former top Republican contender was sounding the alarm over a looming civil war. And she is echoing a chorus of similar sentiments among the far right that the multiple indictments and criminal charges Trump faces are leading this country straight into a crisis that they assume can only be solved by violence. And all of this stems from the idea that the left is using the legal system to lock up their political opponents, which begs the question at the center of all of this. What happens when someone knowingly and repeatedly breaks the law if they are a politician? If holding that politician accountable to the United States legal code is grounds for a civil war, then I think that many Americans have already lost the plot.
Party, they hold the funds that could be helping out in this situation. They have the platform, and yet they're too timid. A bunch of freaking rhinos running the thing. So the RNC, they better get their stuff together, or I'll have to ask them too. What do they want as an outcome of this civil war?
In the case of Trump's previous 3 indictments, I think there was room for debate and justifiable anger from the right. And although Trump is still probably guilty of mishandling classified documents, the hush money, election payments, and January 6th shenanigans, I can see where Republicans would be angry that they felt a different set of laws applied to Trump than, say, a litany of other career politicians protected by the so-called deep state. I don't necessarily agree with that take, but I respect that it has grounds if you subscribe to a certain worldview. But the case against him in Georgia is pretty much a slam dunk for the prosecution. As I've covered, DA Fani Willis has the facts on her side, hundreds of pages proving the coordination of the Trump campaign at the very top to access voting systems in Coffee County illegally. And not only that, but Willis's policy position being out of step with the Democratic Party in terms of her own very tough on crime stance, having gone after gang members, rappers, and even teachers to try and rid her district of crime. The tough on crime right doesn't really have a leg to stand on in their criticisms of her. So to me, it's no surprise that the rhetoric is escalating to such absurd levels because the legal defense of Donald Trump is eroding at rapid speed if there ever was any. We're going to be seeing more of this rhetoric, though, that a civil war is vastly approaching, and like I said, language like this gets used when people have run out of valid arguments. The Trump team, facing hundreds of charges, have run out of level-headed and clear-cut defenses of his conduct, and the scary phase, calling for civil war, is just getting started. For more of my coverage on the breakdown, check out my latest video where a Trump fanboy reveals why he still supports Donald Trump by clicking on the link in the description box below. Thanks so much for watching. You can follow me on all platforms at KaraJohnson917.